We done did it again. What up, y'all? It's your boy, the Buckness, and I don't know why I've never recorded with this mic on a video before. It's always in the background. I'm like, might as fucking well. But it's not why we're here. We're here today to say that we are going to be reviewing 4 different pairs of headphones. Well, not today, but in sequence of order, we are going to be reviewing a series of headphones. One of them today being the HIFIMAN Sundaras, which is what I got in the room right now. Following this video, I'm going to be sharing my review on not only these, but the Odyssey LCD ones, the Austrian Audio Hi-55Xs, and last but definitely not least, and still have to acquire a listening experience with them, I recently grabbed the Focal Clears. Now, my point of reference is not only those 2 headphones that I've had for a long time, the LCD ones and the X55s, Odyssey and Austrian Audio, but I've gone through a series of like 12 different pairs before I kind of settled on them, and you know, I'm kind of just doing this for fun, and I've been wanting to try these for a while, but I've tried the Bear Dynamic line, the 770, 880, 990. Have not tried the 1990, but I've listened to the T1 Generation 2. I haven't listened to the T5P. I've listened to the Focal Elegio, which are closed backs, but I still remember what they sound like. I've also listened to the Sennheiser HD700s, the HD6XXs, a series of AKGs, I think the Q701s, yeah, the 240s, the Audio-Technica M50s, and those are all basically my rough ground reference points, and I wish I did not get rid of the DT880s, man. I wish I did not get rid of the DT880s. But that's okay, because right here, we're going to be reviewing the Sundaras right now. And I guess right off the bat, you know, there are a few things, I mean, they're lighter than I thought, you know, but I do like the driver and cone pad size. The framing around the driver is pretty sturdy. However, the aluminum band on top is not really the biz. This leather band is kind of confusing. It almost reminds me of AKG models, except it doesn't really stretch. The cable attachment's really good on these. I mean, they snap in really well. They are rubbery right here at the entrance point, so you really got to grab the side of the actual clip itself. One thing I did notice is that they're right angled. So if you do plan on rocking something in your pocket on the go, which I don't know any audio interface that does that, unless you're rocking one of those Bluetooth DACs, which may be in handy, but however, right angle in your pocket says no go for me. So, but that's not the case today. We're going to be listening on my Army Babyface Pro. And trust me, I know, I want to review the Barefoots too, but I'm still getting used to them even after a month. I barely even got used to the Neumanns, man, and well, let's just say, we'll get to there when we get there. So, we are going to reference 3 tracks. I'm going to reference, we're going to do Headhunters, Hunter and the Prey, because I know the song very well. I'm going to listen to Audio Freak Lose Control 5.0. 5.0. I want a 5.0. And then we are going to listen to one of my tracks. It's unreleased, but I'm going to do it anyway, because I've been trying to work on that for the past 6 months or so. So, I guess let's get to it. Hats off. Alright, well, I just saved you guys a bunch of time and myself some copyright trouble to not play any of the songs in this video. Aren't you guys stoked? So, I had thought about this while listening to these tracks, and generally, when doing headphone reviews, especially for production, compared to the ones I currently own, the Hi-55 and the LCD ones, these definitely do have a more clearer sub-bass frequency response, for sure. At first, I thought they were a little dark, but even with, you know, changing the volumes from 60 to 100% on VLC, and then my interface is roughly at 70, 80%, it stays, it's got some consistent brightness. The treble area, I wouldn't say is really got so much of any breathy characteristic or a huge openness to them, but they are bright, you know, up in like the 8 to 10K region, 8 to 12 if anything. I noticed that the width, when instruments and sounds are wide, you can tell they're wide. And when it comes to the imaging, you kind of have to look for where it is on, you know, that center to wide spectrum. But, you know, I think during the mixing process, when you are editing, you can tell where things are in the mix overall. I mean, and truthfully, you gotta have a good mono mix to have a good stereo mix regardless anyway. I mean, what I will say is that these do show discrepancies in the lower mids, upper bass region. And you'll know because it'll sound dirty and cloudy and muddy in here. And honestly, I mean, really, compared to everything else that I've listened to from start to finish, these do remind me of the Genelec 8020s that I have currently. As weird as that sounds, but they do share some commonalities, especially with the upper mids. I'm sorry, the lower mids, upper bass region. Even some of the sub, because these aren't really sub-heavy. I mean, they're 4-inch fucking speakers. But there is some shared traits, oddly enough, in my opinion. So, when it comes to mixing and flavor on these, if you do get a good enough amplitude out of these, you can get work done, you know? I mean, really, you can get work done on anything that you get used to. But I think for these, and I'll go over why I haven't picked up my Odyssey LCD ones since I got these. And truthfully, from the get-go with those, I had some issues and discrepancies. However, they were a great tool for many other reasons, which I'll share in the next video. However, these, you know, for long-term use, they can be a little fatiguing. I mean, everything except for my Austrian audios so far have been... Those things have just been solid, man. I mean, they're closed backs, but the response in them is pretty flat across the board. And when I go into the video for those puppies, you guys will know what's up. However, I think these will run you about 300 used, 350 new, you know? Some people like to get new. I'm a cheap bastard, so... Any last thoughts on these? Well, they are comfortable. The adjustability on these is freaking indestructible, so... You got a big fucking head, they'll stay on well. You got a little head, they'll stay on well. You got a medium head, they'll do just fine. See, I can't even open the damn... I can't even extend the damn thing. It's so freaking tight. I guess that's when you know build qualities. Also, I will say the mounting points for the drivers on the side, they're excellent, man. These things are freaking rock solid. I mean, really, the only complaints I have is the imaging, if anything, and this band. Just the band, you know? But you don't really notice that when you're wearing them, because, I mean, the leather is just supporting it, you know? It's just fucking, you're not really holding on to this the whole time, so they do fit around your ears as opposed to the LCD ones. Anyhow, stay tuned for the next video. I am going to be sharing new music pretty soon. I'm waiting on a video to come back in, and I'm just waiting for nothing, really. I'm really just dicking around and mixing music and working on an album and working on 2 remixes and 16 tracks on the album and waiting for album artwork and deciphering whether or not I should make more videos for the album, and also making headphone reviews for you guys. And yeah, stay tuned for more videos. The Buckness is out.